We have a packed schedule today. So I will go ahead and get us started. Again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, no matter where you are in the network. It's wonderful to see everyone. For those in the Northern Hemisphere, happy beginning of summer. For those who are in the Southern Hemisphere, I hope you're enjoying your winter. So, there are it's a packed agenda and we have lots of voices to hear from today, but I wanted to begin, most importantly, by welcoming our new team members. It's been a while since we have had a global town hall, and so in the interim between the last meeting and this one, we've actually welcomed several new people to our team. It's a long list, so bear with me. And then if everyone can use the emoji of their choice, or clap, applaud, hoop, and holler to welcome these folks to the team, please do so. Viviana Calviano from Rome, Aaron Clark in South Bend, Dulce Cordoba Curry in South Bend, Maggie Dankert in South Bend, Angela DiMundo in South Bend, Gabriela Gavechnova in London, Claire Kiefer in Kylemore, Renato Mejia in South Bend, Philippe Manani in Kylemore, Abdikhalik Asman in London, Mikhail Redondo in Kylemore, Lubna Saheb in Jerusalem, Maria Mercedes Salmon in Mexico City, and finally, Jade Williamson in South Bend. Please join me in welcoming all of these people to Notre Dame International and to the University of Notre Dame. As you can see, we've had lots of change and we're growing in different areas, and we're responding to the needs of our students and our faculty and the university through adding these people to our community. So please take the time to get to know them in the coming months, both through your active work, working across divisions and units, and also just to reach out to them to welcome them on your own. I wanted to talk very briefly about our strategic planning process, both for the university and for NDI, and where we're at with both of those things before turning it over to the live headlines, which we do every global town hall. For the new folks, that's a standard feature of our gathering together in a quarterly fashion like we have. But first, let me talk about the strategic plan of the university and then talk about the strategic planning process within NDI. For the university, the provost, John McGreevy, has been working closely with both his cabinet, of which I'm a part, and the President's Leadership Council, of which I'm also a part, to bring greater shape and clarity to the university's strategic planning process. What he has done over the past couple of months is take the reports that each of the theme advisory committees, those planks, those platforms that the university has identified as subjects that are worthy of our time and attention in the next strategic plan. He's taken those committee reports and the recommendations that those committees gave him and gave to Father John, and started to weave them together into a coherent plan through constant workshopping and discussion of these ideas with the cabinet and the PLC. He spent the better part of April and May actually starting to preview some of those ideas and getting feedback from the colleges and schools, as well as from different academic and non-academic divisions around campus. NDI's leadership was invited to participate with other units within the provost's office to hear that presentation. And he focuses often on global. We are still front and center in the strategic plan. And what we'll be doing in the next couple of months is working on actually writing that plan, those two bodies I mentioned, along with the provost, to come up with something that we present to the Board of Trustees and get their approval for in October. So I may be coming to you, or your team leader may be coming to you to follow up on things that the provost or the president is asking me to consider as we think about global. But it's an exciting time, and we're moving forward in all sorts of positive ways. I should add that besides the global plank, which will be unveiled in October along with the others, global factors prominently into some of the work of those other themes, such as sustainability, such as health and well-being, such as being of service to church in the world. So we will be asked to do a lot. So for those that are just joining NDI, welcome, you're coming at a great time. And for those that have been here for a while, this is an exciting reset and a refresh and a reorientation of the university to continue its path to being an ever more global place. I want to move now briefly to talk about NDI's own strategic planning process and where we are. As you've heard me talk about before, we have tried to time our process so that is in parallel and sync with the university's process. Why have we done that? So that we can be in good alignment and good formation with the larger university and its process. To that end, we began working with OSPR in January. Those who remember the last town hall will remember we had OSPR here talking about the work that we would be doing with them. I asked our global leadership team to take an important role as we share leadership across the division. It's everyone's responsibility to be engaged in the strategic planning process at different points, given the size and breadth and depth of our organization. I asked that global leadership team to take the first pass at working with OSPR with me. And within the global leadership team, a working committee of some of those members to work with OSPR and draw up a mission statement, a new mission statement for the division, a new vision statement, and then moving to the next set of dimensions of a strategic plan, which are our goals, our objectives, and our key results. The working committee working on the strategic plan with me and with OSPR met once here on campus earlier in the semester, and then once in London in April. And I want to thank the London Global Gateway for their phenomenal work in hosting us during that 2-day intense retreat. They also did a phenomenal job hosting 2 advisory councils for both science and engineering and running a number of academic events at the same time. So thank you, everyone in London who's on the call for that work. You helped facilitate us moving forward successfully in the strategic planning process. We had a meeting earlier this week with the entire global leadership team to unveil the mission and vision statement, as well as the goals. And we have one more session coming up as an entire global leadership team at the end of the month to fine tune all of that one more time with OSPR leading that meeting. At that point, we'll then be able to share those key dimensions of the strategic plan for NDI to the rest of the division. And then you will work within your own teams and units to continue to refine and craft those key results that we'll all be responsible for. And then that will also help you in your retreats throughout the summer or winter, as the case may be. And it will also help you work on your own goals for Endeavor and the goals you set for the year professionally. That's where we're at in the strategic planning process. It's been going very well. I previewed what the working committee has developed with the provost and the president, and they were both very pleased with what they've seen. So I am sure you will be as well as we roll that out later in the month. So I look forward to working with everyone in the room on that. With that, I want to turn now to the live headlines. And so we will begin in Beijing with Vivian. Vivian, good evening there. The floor is yours.
Hi, good evening. Michael had visited Beijing from March 10th to March 15th. All of our partners recognized Michael as the first president-level visitor after 3 years of pandemic and appreciate all the efforts. Notre Dame resigned an MOU with PKU and Tsinghua, the top two universities in China, to extend collaborations in sustainability, business innovation, philosophy, and so on. More details are expected to be announced soon. Some leading institutions in China show interest in the Asia Guest Scholar Artist Partnership Program, which is newly established by Jonathan and Jer. The faculty exchange program with PKU is about to be established. Now let's hear from Dublin.
Hello, everyone. Beyond the excitement of over 170 undergraduate and postgraduate students studying, interning, and researching in Dublin this summer through a variety of our programs at the Dublin Global Gateway, we wanted to highlight our recent acquisition, launch, and dedication of the Brian Friel Library at O'Connell House on May 4th, 2023. If you don't know, Brian Friel is not only widely regarded as one of the greatest Irish playwrights alongside the likes of Oscar Wilde and Samuel Beckett, but one of the greatest playwrights in the English language compared to contemporaries such as Arthur Miller, Pinter, and Tennessee Williams. His work continues to be produced on Broadway in New York, in London's West End, in Ireland, of course, and is widely translated and produced throughout the rest of the world, including a recent Ukrainian production of his play Translations, a play that grapples with language, identity, colonialism, and cultural imperialism. Anne Friel, Brian's wife, generously donated his personal library to the Dublin Global Gateway a few years after his death in 2015. The event was attended by the friends and family of Brian Friel and the actors, artists, and authors he worked and collaborated with in his long, successful career. The library was formally dedicated by Stephen Ray, Oscar-nominated actor and one of the co-founders of the Field Day Theatre Company, alongside Friel, Seamus Heaney, and Seamus Dean, who was the first professor of Notre Dame's Keogh Nocton Institute for Irish Studies. We are very honored in our 25th year in Ireland to be the home of such a special collection. The Global Innovation Team is up next.
Hello, all. Since this is the first time the Global Innovation Team is part of the Global Town Hall, I thought I would just say a few words about it. The Global Innovation Team is led by me and includes 3 colleagues, 2 of whom were introduced briefly by Michael at the beginning. Angela DeMundo as Senior Administrative Assistant, who joined NDI in January and works closely with me and the team. Geraldine Meehan, Director of Faculty Engagement, who has been our colleague for many years, and she continues to play a key role in our work with faculty and directing NDI's portfolio of global research grants. Our newest team member and colleague is Maggie Dinkert, who is in a new role for NDI with the team as Director of Academic Strategy and Partnerships. She is coming most recently from Kuwait, but has also worked in the field of global higher education in Uzbekistan and South Korea. Today is her 3rd day. Please do feel free to introduce, as Michael noted, yourself to both Angela and Maggie if you have not already done so. And please feel free to be in touch with them. The Global Innovation Team is focused on advancing innovative and collaborative international research education engagement to transform faculty, scholars, students, and communities. We will work closely with the Global Leadership Team, the Gateways and Centers, and NDI's 8 regional faculty advisory committees, and with faculty and academic partners in South Bend and with the Gateways and Centers around the world. Next, Geraldine Meehan will provide updates on global research and scholarship.
Thanks, Jonathan, and good morning, everybody. I'm Geraldine Meehan, and I'm going to focus on the research aspect. Basically, our main initiatives this year have been the UKU grants and developing a model for a residential research program in concert with the London Global Gateway. And Also, the Asia Visiting Scholars Artist programs that Vivian had mentioned. All of you are familiar with the 3 UKU faculty grant programs, and we're now preparing to welcome and are very excited to welcome 2 Ukrainian postdoctoral scholars to campus, one in August and one a little bit later in the year. Both of them will be in theology. With regard to the residential research program, it's just been terrific working with the London team on that, and that will occur during the summer. Social capital and the city is the theme, and we look forward to working with our colleagues in London and further refinement of that model going forward. We've had several delegations here this year, but the one that sticks out most for me is the one that we'll be moving forward with Durham University in the UK with regard to the joint Sea Grant program. Our conversations with them led to conversations with our partners here on campus with ND Research, and we will be able to move forward next year with that funding. We're just about to make awards for the Asia. We're just about to make awards for the Asia Research Collaboration Grant with a great geographical spread there, 2 in Taiwan, 1 in Hong Kong, 1 in Korea, and 2 in India. Now over to Catherine in Hong Kong.
Future. For Hong Kong, we have, also have Michael was in town in March, which is an excellent tour that we have planning to have an MOU with Baptist U. And we also met with some benefactor, Chinese International School, alumni event, and so on. Then, in the spring, we have the record high of 11 exchange students in Hong Kong. While they're in town, not only like in the local university, but they also have some work with our alumni. So our alumni actually host them in their company. Then we also work with the Greater China Scholar during the, our recruitment season. Also, like in May, I was in Shenzhen and then promote the ILAT program. So we were able to get some good students to our summer program. Then next will be our GPE, Global Professional Experience students. Currently, we have 7 students in Hong Kong from different parts of the world, and they're working in different industry, which they enjoy a lot. For sport-wise, I will have good news to share. One of our golfer from Hong Kong, Tai Chi Koo, won the World City Championship. Will be, one of the top golfer ranked top in the world, and he's from Hong Kong and recently just graduated from Notre Dame. And upcoming, we have our admission counselor, Leah from the Alumni Association, Michelle Hawks from Liu Institute will be in town in the next few weeks. So we will be really busy in the next few weeks. Thank you. Next, I want to pass it to Isa.
Good morning. I was chosen to represent ISA. I am the newest member of the ISA team. I'm sorry, I'm not the newest member. I'm one of the newest members. We have since added 2 more advisors to the Global Town Hall meeting, to the last Global Town Hall meeting. I'm Dulce, super excited to be here. As you all know, ISA plays an essential role in welcoming and advising international students, scholars, and employees. And just a few bullet points and some impressive numbers that Leah and I found yesterday. Since January, we have helped over 600 international students obtain their immigration eligibility documents. We have facilitated over 600 work authorizations, paving the way for students to excel in their chosen fields and making employment accessible in the U.S. And we have also processed over 230 immigration request forms for employees, scholars, and visitors. We are also organizing about 15 sessions to assist students understand their immigration status and help them feel supported right from the start. This summer, we're also launching a series of non-immigration virtual pre-arrival sessions for our international undergraduate students, Excel at ND and Thrive at ND, just designed to equip them, our undergrads, with skills they need to excel academically and thrive in this campus and community. And finally, we decided that our visiting housing pilot was a success, and we are partnering with the Law School and History of Philosophy Forum to continue offering short-term housing options for our visiting scholars and faculty through 2024. That's all for ISA. Jerusalem is up next.
Hi, everyone. Our campus is busy with action. We are currently hosting the Imagining Business Excellence program. Faculty from the Mendoza Business School and the Bullitt Institute are all running unique sessions tailored to the program, and we are deeply appreciative of their collaboration in making this initiative possible. We will be also hosting a mini conference on online gaming and societal challenges in the MENA region at our campus next week. This conference is convened and hosted by the Global Gateway and led by faculty from Mendoza, Notre Dame, and Tel Aviv University. Last but not least, we are delighted to host around 40 ND students at the Global Gateway who are participating in various study abroad, internship, and volunteer program in the area. With such a diverse array of activities keeping us busy, we are still really excited for what the future will bring. Thank you. I will now pass it off to Kyla Moore for a live update.
Hi everyone, I'm Claire. I'm the new program manager for the West of Ireland. I just joined recently. So I wanted to thank all my Dublin and Calmore colleagues for being very welcoming and helpful my first few weeks here. So for us in May, we've hosted a number of groups and workshops in Calmore IB Global Center, including the ND Law Conference, Gaelics Players Association, and also the ZAM retreat. We also welcomed our first summer program students. So we had the Dublin Engineering Summer Program in a couple of weeks ago, and we have the Dublin Summer Program in at the moment. We also welcomed our first interns to the West of Ireland, as well as ND Bridge students who will be working with the community in Letterfrack in the West of Ireland. And we're busy getting ready for summer programming. So for our own ESP program in Calmore, the Creative Writing and Arts program, and we are of course getting ready for the big game in August as well. Next, we'll hear from London.
Hi everyone, I'm Irene and I'm the admin assistant here in London. This past semester, we welcome our largest ever cohort with 196 undergraduates and 40 law students. We hosted many events and visitors this term, from Supreme Court justices to West End legend Simon Russell Beale. We were lucky enough to have a visit from Provost John McGreevy, as well as to facilitate the launch of his new book, which was a recent highlight of our partnership with the Von Hugel Institute for Catholic Studies in Cambridge. In April, we welcomed the Science and Engineering Advisory Councils with the active participations of deans from both colleges and notable talks by leaders from NDI. Shortly thereafter, we hosted a UNDE board meeting, as well as an Office of Strategic Planning meeting for the global network. This allowed us to gather representatives from many international sites, foster meaningful discussions, and engage in strategic planning. This summer, we are hosting our largest number of summer programs yet, including our NDI Arts and Letters and Neuroscience, 3 College of Engineering programs, a pre-college program, and a faculty research residency in July. In addition to visit from the ND soccer teams and conferences throughout the summer, it is quite an exciting time in London. Now let's get a live update from Mexico.
Good morning, everyone. Since January, Maria Mercedes Salmon is the director of the Mexico City Global Center. We are really glad you joined the team. From Mexico City, continuing the Fulbright Mexico Studies Chair program with the Kellogg Institute. Piloting the Fulbright, iSure, and STEM hybrid programs, participation in the Higher Education Summit on High Tech, organized by several public offices to discuss training, recruitment, and retention of the future workforce in this industry. Presentation of 3 ND's faculty and the research on applied technologies to health sciences in a higher education conference. The growth of our social media community by 30% in the last 3 months after the launch of our structured communications plan. The center has engaged with key government, academic, and industry organizations in Panama to increase research collaboration and student mobility. From Puebla, welcoming Michael Pippenger and having the opening of our office. Participation in a conference with Mexican, Colombian, and Argentinian educational authorities organized by UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities. Receiving the second participant in the faculty exchange program, Professor Tatiana Botero. Trip to Guatemala to learn about ecosystem-based adaptation with Universidad Landívar and the IUCN. Organized our first Economic of Immigration conference that include a visit of 2 stops of train La Bestia, welcoming 5 students for different summer programs. Next up, Mumbai.
Thank you, Pablo, and namaste from Mumbai. The past few months have been incredibly remarkable for Notre Dame in India. We've experienced numerous achievements and exciting opportunities. Last week, we warmly welcomed our GPE student in New Delhi. The student will be spending the summer at Project Constitutionalism, a research organization dedicated to empowering and educating Indian citizens about their constitutional rights. In March, we proudly established a memorandum of understanding with the Municipal Corporation of Mumbai. This collaboration grants us access to valuable climate-related data held by the Municipal Corporation, and such access will greatly enhance our sea level rise research efforts in the city. Moreover, in April, we solidified another MOU, this time with the MIT World Peace University located in Pune. This partnership designates us as an official partner of the National Legislators Conference Bharat. The conference serves as a platform for over 2,500 Indian legislators to come together and showcase successful practices of constituency management and legislative performances. With these legislators in attendance, this conference promises to be a momentous event, and I'm delighted to announce that Michael will be leading a delegation of Notre Dame faculty to engage the delegates next week. Lastly, I had the privilege of representing our work on climate change at the G20 side event organized by Mumbai First. This event provided me with an opportunity to present our project and highlight its implications for the city of Mumbai. It was a gathering of esteemed individuals, including politicians, professionals, journalists, and academics who shared a common concern for our environment. These accomplishments and experiences demonstrate our commitment to making a positive impact in India and beyond. We are proud of the work we have done, and we look forward to continuing our efforts in pursuit of a better future. I will now pass it off to Jackie in Nairobi.
Thank you, Diraj. Hello, everyone from Nairobi. The last week of May, on the 25th and 24th and 25th of May, we hosted the Pamoja Partners Summit. That was a summit that brought together 20 African universities and institutions of higher learning at Strathmore University. Michael attended the summit, as well as vice chancellors from about 6 universities in Africa and many other, almost 10 African countries. The Pamoja Summit was a culmination of the Moments to See Courage to Act grant that is ending in 18 months that will see a Pamoja network formed, which will support collaboration with African universities, especially Catholic universities, in the areas of research, teaching, student exchange, and engagement across the network. We'll also work together to compete for grants, for international grants. During the Pamoja Summit, Michael moderated a panel that saw 3 vice chancellors and directors from the universities and Porticus Foundation, where they discussed the question of research partnerships in Catholic higher Catholic higher education institutions, and the response was very good. And as a result, a Pamoja network will be formed to continue this bidirectional collaboration. Secondly, we have had summer intern students. So we have 2 GPE students at the Institute for Economic Affairs and the Zizi Afrique Foundation working on educational matters. And then we've also received 4 bridge students at the Gatoto Integrated School Project at the Mukuru kwa Njenga slum. And I was just in the process of orienting them there. Then lastly, we've also taken off a research project, which is a collaboration between Northwestern University, sponsored by the Kellogg Institute and the Ford Family Program. It's an eye health project in the community that sees us collecting data together with the Eck Institute, together with the Brother Andre Hospital, to improve eye equity in the slum of Dandora, where the Holy Cross congregation hosts a hospital and a school. So that's it from Nairobi.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan Ayers. I'm the Assistant Director of Global Safety and Security. So we're coming up on a year since implementing the requirement for all university travelers to register their international travel. And I wanted to give a little registration information for insight regarding the volume of travel that we support here at Notre Dame International. So from July 2022 to June 2023, about a year, we processed 4,200 travel registrations for 3,000 unique travelers going to 128 countries. That is an increase of 142% travel registrations from the same period 1 year ago. And drilling down just a little bit into the details, that includes 11 athletic team registrations, 2,200 student registrations that included undergraduates, graduates, and professional students. And then our most significant increase was the 1,900 staff faculty registrations, which was a 277% increase from a year ago. And finally, as we begin a new year for the travel registry, we're in the early stages of reviewing and updating the overall process. In recent months, we've received a lot of positive feedback, well, constructive feedback, and we'll spend time this summer working to improve the overall travel registration user experience. Thank you, and next up is Rome.
Thank you, Ryan. Buongiorno, everyone. This summer's updates confirm our Gateway's commitment to academic excellence. In tandem with the Medieval Institute and the Center for Italian Studies, Rome co-sponsored 3 grants to support research and scholarly networks in the Eternal City and beyond. The first grant goes to Dennis Robichaud, Associate Professor of Liberal Studies, and his program, Physis Summer Convivium. Claire Jones, Associate Professor of German, received the second grant for her project, The Ritual Cultures of Medieval Religious Women. The third winning project is the Rome Kabbalah Symposium, directed by Jeremy Brown, Assistant Professor of Theology. Kudos to these outstanding Notre Dame scholars. Rome is also hosting a number of remarkable graduate and professional programs this summer, including, among other projects, Ever Ancient, Ever New, Leading Catholic Education in an Era of Change, Rome Summer Seminars on Religion and Global Politics, and Economic and Catholic Social Thought, a primer. That will be all from sunny Rome. Santiago, you're up next.
Thank you, Federico. Hello, everybody. It's the start of winter in Santiago, and Notre Dame is taking over UC Chile's campus, which is our main partner in Chile. With the arrival of our summer programs, we now have over 30 ND students in Santiago with 5 different programs running simultaneously. These are the Semester Study Abroad, the Summer Study Abroad, GPE, Independent Research, and ND Bridge also. We're also proud to share that 3 Chilean UC Chile engineering students attended ND for a research internship this past January, and one of these students, a girl, has been offered the opportunity to do her PhD conducting research with Professor Rob Nerenberg. She will arrive at Notre Dame over the next couple of weeks. Additionally, we're thrilled to share that other 3 Chilean students will arrive at ND next August to pursue undergraduate studies. And last but not least, we are reactivating the ND Club in Chile with a collaborative event at Universidad de los Andes by the end of this month. That will be all from Santiago de Chile. We will now get a live update from Sao Paulo.
Good morning, everyone. This is Thais from São Paulo Global Center. And the center has been very busy this past 5 months with almost 30 students here, 5 study abroad, 18 summer, and 4 GPE students. One of the study abroad students got a very competitive internship at the Legislative Assembly with a state representative. We have 28 students enrolled in the undergraduate program at Notre Dame. This is something really, very much more, many more students here. All the students have been enjoying Brazil and traveling and study and intern. We had 4 faculty members from our partner university, the Pontifical University. They came to Notre Dame to for a collaborative research for 1 month. And 2 of them got the grant to go to London for the social capital and city in July. In March, I participated in a regional Latin America alumni meeting in Panama and presented about NDI to the alumni club leaders, and also had the opportunity to present on ILAD to 3 high schools in Panama. In May, I had the opportunity to participate in the ND Global with the NG Global Engagement Team at NAFSA conference. It was a fruitful conference with lots of potential collaboration for our countries. So now, finally, the study abroad team will finish the headline portion of the Global Town Hall. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of the study abroad, on behalf of the study abroad team on campus, I'm happy to share our updates with you. School is out for the summer, but that doesn't mean our students aren't still active in study abroad programs across the globe. The first session of summer programs has already concluded, and this summer, we sent an impressive 461 students to 22 locations, including 25 students in the Global Professionals Experience Program. Thank you to the Global Gateways and Centers for making many of the programs possible. On campus, the study abroad team is busy supporting students abroad and those preparing to depart in the fall, as well as working on special projects and initiatives aimed at better serving our students in the upcoming academic year. Finally, we're really excited to welcome our new Director of Study Abroad, Robert Leese, who will be joining us on campus in July. That wraps up the headline section of the Global Town Hall. Now we head into the features section.
Thank you, Brigitte. And hello, everyone. My name is Corey Hankins, and I'm the Multimedia Specialist for NDI, located on campus in South Bend. I just wanted to take a moment to mention the Crucifix Initiative. Launched in 2019, this is a pilot project to reinforce the universalism of Catholicism and the internationalism of Notre Dame through an expanding collection of crucifixes from around the world. The first goal is to integrate crucifixes that have signature elements from various parts of the world, including Africa, East Asia, Europe, and Latin America. Increasing the diversity of crucifixes on campus will contribute to the educational mission of the university, as diverse crosses express various dimensions of Catholicism. I'm excited to play an active role in this initiative and represent NDI as the newest member of the Crucifix Initiative Committee. Now let's hear from Jing Yu regarding a crucifix painting we recently acquired from an artist in Beijing as part of the Crucifix Initiative.
Thanks, Corey. When BGG first heard about the Notre Dame Crucifix Committee looking for crucifix collections around the world, we found it both exciting and challenging. Due to various reasons, artwork in religious topics is always depressed in China, and therefore the expected artwork is really rare. We found a professor in the Department of Art History from Tsinghua University, the top university in China, who insists on creating fantastic artwork of Christian topic. Dao Zi is the founding artist of Scientism ink art painting in China. BGG made a visit to Dao's art studio last year. As a faithful believer, Dao Zi is grateful to Notre Dame for the outstanding contribution to the Catholic community and local community. He therefore kindly agreed to donate one of his paintings to Notre Dame for academic purpose. On October 21st, accompanied with Notre Dame Chinese alumni and parents, BGG received the painting with pleasure. And this month, the painting has been shipped to NDI. Another painting from this Red Cross series is now in the collection of Regent College in Canada. Dao Zi is about to exhibit his paintings at Duke University in the coming year. Lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to my colleague, Jer Meehan. Jer introduced Dao's work to the relevant ND professors on campus and advanced the mutual understanding between Notre Dame and the Chinese Christians art industry, as well as the professor in art from Tsinghua. Other special thanks to Kristen Cox from Liu Institute and the Crochet Committee, Bridget from NDI Finance Team, Colleen from NDI Communication, for the great teamwork to make this happen. We are excited to announce that this piece will be featured in NDI's exhibit at the History Museum in South Bend. That wraps up our portion. Now let's hand it off to Jim Swalton in Rome to talk about a new pilot program between the Rome Global Gateway and the Jerusalem Global Gateway.
Thank you, Jingyu, and hello, everyone. From March 9th to 12th, we launched a pilot program between the Rome and Jerusalem gateways with a threefold purpose. First, to foster socialization and shared experiences between RGG and JGG students. Second, to offer RGG students a first-hand opportunity to experience the cultural and religious components of one of the most complex cities in the world. And finally, to strengthen professional ties between RGG and JGG faculty and staff. For a closer look, I now turn it over to my colleague, Bo Lieberman in Jerusalem, who's featured in this video short.
Through conversation we had with Sylvia at the Rome Global Gateway after she visited here during the NDI staff retreat. And we wanted to run a pilot program and see to what degree can we facilitate here, other gateways coming, given the resources that we have. Additionally, our proximity to Bethlehem and the Old City and West Jerusalem allows us to not only create a program that is full, but also is culturally enriching for our students, both Rome as well as Jerusalem. So we really envision this as an opportunity to not only learn about the different religions that make up this space, but also the people that currently live here. And just through those interactions, I hope that it was meaningful for Rome Global Gateway.
Speaking as one of the people who got to go on the trip, it was definitely meaningful. It was a very, very awesome opportunity that I'm really grateful for, because I don't think probably any of us would have been able to make it out to Jerusalem if this opportunity had not been there. But it was really, really special and really cool. And it was also great to be at the Gateway and meet different Notre Dame students and see how their study abroad experience has been very different. Have them show us around. It was awesome. It was very, very almost surreal in a lot of ways, seeing all these things you've learned about like your whole life, both in like the holy sites and just places that you know are so significant to different religions, but then also you learn about a conflict and seeing it in real life.
So it's balancing, as I said, the cultural aspect of visiting museums, as well as having tours of Bethlehem or the Old City, but also giving you a time to just meet the people that are giving these tours. As I said, they're the ones living here, and they are just a minutia of the fabric that makes up this demographic here, and that makes Jerusalem very diverse. Yeah, I think, kudos to Notre Dame International for putting this together, University of Notre Dame, Rome Global Gateway, Jerusalem Global Gateway, and hopefully this is the pilot program that creates many more opportunities like this.
Thank you, Jim. As most of you know, the Global Engagement Team manages the Visiting Semester International students, which includes the semester exchange students and the American Semester Abroad program students. These students typically study for a single semester and take courses like a normal Notre Dame student. We've noticed a recent trend of students wanting to extend their time on campus from one semester to a full academic year. Many have also inquired about transferring permanently to the university. This is a new trend in our post-pandemic world, which we believe suggests that Notre Dame has been a warm and welcoming environment co-created by all of you for international students. Many students have mentioned that life at Notre Dame is more robust with extracurriculars than their home university, and the dorms cultivate a sense of belonging that they've never experienced before. With this great feedback, we wanted to hear directly from some of the students as to why they have found a home here at Notre Dame.
欢迎来到圣母大学 Welcome to Notre Dame.
My name is Megan Knobloch, and I'm the Assistant Director for Global Engagement Programs here at Notre Dame International. And my main role with the department is working with the semester visiting international students, which are the non-degree seeking semester programs. So we've seen a large number of students asking to extend their semester here, whether it's the exchange students or our ASAP students. So that's something we've noticed, especially post-COVID with our students.
When I came here originally, I was planning to just stay here for a semester. But while I was going through the semester, and I just basically realized that actually Notre Dame was a really good experience. That just being here, just being in a dorm, just having my friends at the dining hall, just going to these clubs, and or even like the games day, it was just a really great experience. And I was just like, if I can stay here longer, I really want to stay. Like I would definitely stay here longer.
I really appreciate this chance to be here, so I want to stay here more.
I think our semester students really diversify our student population in ways that maybe even our degree-seeking international students do not. They come from different areas of the world. They're also here just for a semester, so they're really trying to make their time the best. And they are really diving in and making the best of their semester with their professors and friends. And I do think they add a different layer to the university when they come for the semester.
Just having the opportunity of taking classes from other fields and learning from other majors or minors, I think that's a really good way of expanding your academic way of thinking, I think.
Notre Dame is really a special place. There's like 3 major parts of Notre Dame that constitutes the entire Notre Dame undergrad experience. The sport part, the football game, the basketball game, the hockey game, all the sports. The residential life, which is a very, very crucial part. And the third part is the academic life, which is very stringent, very nourishing. It feels like Notre Dame has got all the 3 parts done perfectly, while some other schools may have like lacking a part or 2. And in general, my experience in Notre Dame just been super unreal and super, I'm lost for words right now.
A lot of the students have told me that the community here is huge, whether that's the dorm community or even just being able to have a personal connection with their faculty and professors. That's something they don't get back at home, the small class sizes. So these things I think are a huge draw to students. And we also have so much going on campus we might not realize compared to other institutions abroad. We have a lot of different student clubs and sports. So I think that that's really enticing for students, and you can find your niche no matter what you're into. You can find what you like academically and socially.
I think for the other students who want to come here, I want to say like just be brave, like to walk out of your comfort zone and just to talk with the people like you want to talk. Just don't be afraid, because people are really welcome and they want to connect with you more. They also want to know more about your culture and your background and your interesting stories. Like even probably you think language is a challenge, but like everything can be fun. Like you will have like so many amazing memories here if you really want to like embrace this community.
To wrap up the features section, the comms team wanted to give a brief update. As you know, we sent out a survey a few months ago asking for feedback regarding the Global Town Hall and how you prefer to get internal communications. Based on your feedback, we're refreshing our current internal comm strategy with 3 proposed changes that we plan to roll out at the beginning of the upcoming academic year. The first change is a refresh to the Global Town Hall. Most people like the cadence of 4 town halls a year, but with an updated format. For example, many like the idea of inviting partners like OSPR to dive deeper into specific topics or themes. Therefore, the Global Leadership Team will lead and drive 2 out of the 4 town halls in a new dynamic format. The other 2 town halls will remain in the current format where we celebrate and lift up the work of our colleagues around the world. The second change is to the NDI Insider newsletter. We will start sending that out once a month instead of for a year. As was indicated from the survey, people would prefer to receive this more frequently, but in shorter, more easily digested headlines and information. And finally, the third change we are proposing is a new internal series called NDI Talks, in a familiar format to TED Talks. Again, your feedback showed us that you would like to hear more from leadership, what they're thinking and what they're working on, as well as the opportunity to get to know them a bit better. So each month, a GLT member will record a short video that will be included in the monthly Insider newsletter and archived on the NDI portal. As we continue to refresh internal communications, we hope you feel free to provide feedback at any time with anyone from the Global Comms team. We are always looking for better ways to help create a more engaged and informed NDI. Thank you for all of your feedback you provided. And now back to Michael.
Thanks, Diane, and thank you to all of the presenters in the feature segment. We are almost out of time, but one of the things that strikes me about today's town hall is the way in which many of us have been talking about milestones and record accomplishments. If you think back to what we've heard over the past hour, we've heard about a record number of faculty and students going abroad and requiring and registering their travel with the Travel Health and Safety team. You've heard about a record number of workshops and symposia across the network that our faculty are presenting their work to international scholars and to a wider committee. You heard about the fact that there are record numbers of students in different programs during the summer, most notably Jerusalem. You heard about ISSA's growing in its engagement with international students and scholars, and that requiring both more programming and more staff and more opportunities to engage. One of the things we didn't talk about is that we have, as has been sent out earlier in the semester, we've also been recognized nationally and internationally for our work from outside people. The high school award given by IIE to Notre Dame and to Notre Dame International for our work with Ukrainian Catholic University. The communications award that we received honorable mention competing against national and international multinational corporations, talking about the success and efficacy of the town hall. We also just learned this week, and feel free again to use your emoji, that our own Hongju has been named a Fulbright Scholar to be a Fulbright International Educational Administrator, and she'll be going to Germany representing Notre Dame and NDI this fall. All of these milestones, all of these landmarks, all of this success is attributed to you. You are making a profound difference in how the university is being seen globally. And this is not going unnoticed within our community. And certainly given these accolades and the way students and their families and the way faculty are responding to the programs and initiatives and opportunities we're providing, it is not going unrecognized by them either. If you don't believe me on that, remember the announcement that went out at the end of last week, and I'll reshare it in the chat now. Notre Dame as a university reached a huge milestone itself in being admitted into the American Association of Universities. This has been a decades-long goal, and it's a recognition that we are in the top tier of research universities in the US. Part of that is because our faculty are out and about around the world doing research and then presenting that research and their findings to have the social impact that we heard Daraj, for instance, talk about in the work there. I also want to say that you all are leaders yourselves in innovating off of that excellence that we have. So if you think about the Pamoja initiative, or you think about Diraj presenting at the G20 Side Summit, you think about the new kinds of programming that Bo was talking about and the new kinds of partnerships between the network that have nothing to do with South Bend. This is what the future looks like. And this is what the next generation of global education will be. We could not do that without all of us having the same shared mission and vision and values of supporting our students, our faculty, and one another to create something extraordinary. You heard Thais and others mention that some of us just came back from NAFSA, the International Conference in Global Education that was held in DC. And I firmly believe that we are a pioneer in the work and the services and the opportunities we provide Notre Dame. And I think we are second to none in terms of global education. Let's keep that moving forward, and let's be proud of that work and build upon it and continue to be creative together. The last thing I'll say is I want to make sure that in spite of all of this innovation and in spite of all of this hard work and the record numbers of students and faculty that we're serving, this summer, take time for yourself, take time to recharge, take time to rest and recuperate, take time to be with friends, colleagues, and family members, and enjoy the summer, or cozy up in the winter if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. But please know, I and the leadership of the university are incredibly appreciative and humbled by the work of this team each and every day. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of the month of June. Be well, everyone.